Welcome back. As we earlier said, of course, the existence of a dialogue between parents and their kids and all family members, between even a father and a mother, and the house inside your house is a very important element to build a very healthy family and to bring up future generations who are thinking wisely, and they have a psychological, a stable psychological health. Today we're going to be talking about that particular element that is existing between parents and their kids. And we're very delighted to be having with us Dr. Nazly Tawfik, and she's a family relations consultant. Good morning, Dr. Tawfik. Let's first talk about the dialogue. Why dialogue among family members is very important. I mean, there are other elements also, but dialogue and the link between a mother and her kids, a father and his kids, and the same way around, the other way around, and also between the father and mother.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, I agree, Taban, and it's very important, the conversation between any two individuals. What do you think about the parents and the kids, all the members of the family? Because communication means that you can express yourself. I wouldn't be able to know what you're thinking. I wouldn't be able to know how do you feel. Otherwise, I would be assuming what's going on inside you. What was it that you're feeling? What's your impressions about things? And I would never know what are you thinking, what you want to do, except if you communicate it and you really get it out and you talk it out, put it on the table, as they say, and we start discussing it in a good way that would allow you to express yourself and allow me to grasp also your ideas and what you want.
But sometimes the gap between generations, I mean, there are other concepts in life that is related to teenagers and to children that some fathers and mothers do not really understand or do not handle it the way kids want them to handle it. So, and that's why that link sometimes does not exist, because kids might fear to talk honestly with their parents, so that they might lose their support, or they might disagree with them, or I mean other things like that.
Yes, kids or the younger generations would start, like I would say, closing up, and they wouldn't open up for their parents if they think that, or they feel that their parents are not there for them, or they would be punishing them in a way, or if they would feel that they won't be accepted and they won't belong to the family if they have different ideas, if they have different points of view, that only then they start thinking that I don't have the freedom to start expressing myself. I don't have the space. This is not a safe place for me to start talking and just like telling exactly how I feel, what exactly my points of view, what I think. Only then they would start like closing up, and it's better for me not to open up to my parents, because otherwise they might reject my ideas. They wouldn't allow me to express what I really want. Only then they start like, no, this is the point where I stop expressing myself. Right. I'm not heard. I don't have space to be heard.
Let's talk about solidarity inside the family members. I mean, how important for the family members to be unified. Sometimes it's out of their hands, because if there is a split between the father and mother, if they are divorced, or if it's a single mom and she is raising up her kids alone, or the other way around, the dad is raising their kids, or sometimes one of the parents is not really a responsible parent and he is neglecting their children, or she is neglecting her children. How is that going to work?
I mean, the basic thing is communication. They need to agree. They need to have some kind of an agreement that would satisfy everybody. If they agree that the top priority is the well-being of their kids, or the well-being of, I mean, it's not important the kind of relationship as much as that we agree to agree, not to disagree. If we have this kind of agreement, I would be listening to you. I would be open to get your point of view. I mean, I wouldn't be, when you start talking to me, when you start telling me what you want, I will be open to listen to you. I won't be just like rejecting whatever you will say just to reject it. Because then the kids would start feeling that, yes, this is a separation, my parents are separated. Otherwise, the communication would do miracles. Kids wouldn't really feel there is an issue if the communication is really well done within the family, even if they are separated, even if she's a single mother, even if they're in a way they're not living together in whichever way, but communication is still there because I listen to you, I find your point, maybe it's valid, then I don't have any issue to just give you the validation for it. I wouldn't reject you for the sake of just rejecting you. If you feel heard and if you feel safe that I can give you this space and I can really listen to you, only then you would open up and tell me, and then the communication would be a real deep conversation and fruitful one, I would say.
What do we mean by the term successful family, and what is the criteria so that we could form a successful family? I mean, forms in human relations is not really preferred, but successful family is a need, not only for the father and the mother, but for the kids and for the society and for other people surrounding them also. If they are not well and healthy, if they are not stable psychologically, then there are other problems that are going to be related to society.
Yeah. The main thing is communication again. If I feel safe, I come back to my parents and I talk to them. My kids feel safe that they come and communicate everything with us. We have this dialogue. They tell me about whatever happens with them through the day. They are free to open up. They know they will get the support they need on their backbone. They are not fearing. I mean, don't tell your mother because otherwise she'll punish you, and then they would go and seek support from outside sources. This is not exactly what we want. What we want is come back to the house, come back to your home. This is your safe place where you can really confide and tell whatever you need to tell, and you would be sure that this is your family and they are your backbone. They will support you no matter what happens. Only then you would feel safe, you would feel united with this family. You know that you have, yes, a backbone again and a support. This is where I belong. They trust me. I can tell whatever I need to tell, then I'm okay then. Yeah.
But then if we look at the term successful, you might then find some families who are very harsh and strict on their kids. They should be very punctual on their, their time going to school, also going to training courses for sports and everything. If they're playing music or piano, then, I mean, sometimes being harsh on your kid to become perfect is not the right solution. Do you agree with that or no?
Yes, of course. You need to let go of control. Because what you're doing here as a parent is that you're putting and imposing on the kids what you think and what you need from them, not what they are really, not what they really are actually. You're not letting them be whatever they are. You're just like telling them you need to do so and so, otherwise you're not okay. You're putting for them rules. Other than these rules, if they are not abiding by these rules, then maybe they won't be accepted by you as a parent. And this is not, unconditional love. They would feel really unsafe about it because they would think, and if I don't do the rules that my parents are telling me and imposing on me, then I'm not okay. Then I have to abide by whatever my parents are telling me, and maybe the measures that you're putting for the kid, maybe it's not fitting with them. Maybe they would really struggle to just like please you in a way, and in this way they are canceling themselves, erasing their character, erasing their needs. They would like just neglect whatever I need to make you happy as a parent, because otherwise where would I belong? If I don't belong to this family, I'm lost. I just need to please you, do whatever you need me to do. Be this clever person, student, get you good grades, go to my trainings, as you say, be very punctual, do everything just to please you. But is this what I really want as a kid? Then it's not important what I feel. It's like teaching them to neglect their needs, teaching them to cancel themselves, teaching them to feel like I'm not important. My parents are more important, or later on anybody is more important than myself, because I need to please everyone else to accept me in a way or another. Now accept me within this family. Later on, to be accepted in society, I need to cancel myself, not to really be myself and really prove what I really need and fulfill my needs and be a stable person in a way or another.
Right. But then some would say, out of their own experiences, that I've lived a long life, and I have experiences, and I've gone through too many bad experiences, and I've tried this situation and tried that situation, and I wouldn't like, because out of my love to my kid, I wouldn't like them to go through the same bad experiences, and I'm cutting it short for them. I'm giving them a shortcut. I'm delivering my experiences to them. I'm trying to advise them. I'm trying to push them aside from going through that experience, because they are still knocking the door on life, and they don't have enough experience to go through life the right way.
I totally understand, of course. And as a parent, I understand.
Kids do not understand that.
Yeah, because I'll tell you why. I totally understand that you are, as a parent, you don't want your kids to just keep repeating your same old mistakes. You need them to start where you ended. But the problem comes here when you start like imposing it on them, controlling them in a way that I know better, you don't know, I'm the elder, and what I'm telling you is the right thing, because it's a message telling the kids that you don't know. I know, but you don't know. So it's as if you're telling them you're not capable, I'm the one who's capable, so you need to depend on me. You don't need to depend on yourself.
You literally say that to their kids.
Yes.
I know, you do not know.
Yes, and it's like a message that you're not capable, you cannot do that.
They say that.
Yes, and then you expect these kids to go out in the society and act like really confident human beings, later on adults. No way. So it's
So
like,
what is supposed to be done?
just like give them advice, tell them your experience, tell them that I've been there before, I went through so and so, and my experience in this situation was blah blah blah, and I would tell you these are my outcome, 1, 2, 3, very frankly, very nicely, and then I would go down to their level of understanding. It's not like I don't talk to them from a place where I know you don't know.
I'm judgmental.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's really very difficult to convince a parent now we're talking about the parent, to do so, because they know for sure that that path or that destiny is going to be a very dark tunnel for the kid, because they have been through that, and it might be hazardous also, and very threatening to the lives of their kids.
Okay, I understand.
Like smoking, for example, or something like that. So how could that be handled in a right way, in an even way?
Okay. I totally understand where the parents are coming from, being a parent myself, because you are so eager to let your kids be safe. You want them to be the best. You want them to be in a better place. You want them to be everything that's good for them. I understand where you're coming from. But again, do you want them to be the best, or do you want them to be the best for themselves? Because the best version of your kids is being themselves. There's nobody else like this person. I mean, me as Nazly, I'm the only Nazly. This is the only version of me. There is not another one. So I can be the best version of myself, but I cannot be just like the best person in the world. As a parent, we want our kids to be the best people in the world. I understand totally. But this is not okay, because they will keep competing with everybody in the world. The best thing is that we try to put them on their journey, and they start their route where I can be a better person than I was yesterday. I would take your advice. I would understand where you're coming from. Then only the kids will start opening up and listening to you, because they would feel like my mother is not trying to like impose stuff on me. She's controlling me, and she's trying to say that she knows and I don't know. And they would start thinking that, no, mom, you don't know. You're coming from old ages, and I know now. The ages are different. We're living in a different generation. Things are which is true, by the way, somehow. So we need to really compromise. The parent need to understand that the kids are not really the same as they are. Circumstances might be a little bit, yes, common. So just like communicate it to them in a way and deliver them the message and the advice that you need to give to them in a way that's friendly, that's kind, that as if you're a friend of them and telling them, see, if I'm in your place, I would do so because I've been there before, things happen in this way, but okay, now I'm here for you, I'm listening, tell me what would you like to do in this case. Maybe your case is different, maybe you think in a different way, maybe you have a better idea, why not? I'm here, I'm listening to you, tell me. And then the kid would open up to you. And when they open up to you, you know what they are talking about. You would get to know what are they planning to do even, so you would feel better and you would feel safe and confident and comfortable that I know what my kids are planning to do. And you would still have a space also for yourself, as long as you gave them the space. You would still give them, you would have the space to like tell them your idea also, my point of view in what they said. So it's like going backward and forward, and it's at the end of the day for the best for the kids.
For the best interest of the kids. But then you sometimes find some adults and grown-ups, and they don't know the ethics of holding the right dialogue. I mean, the principles of, you know, listening. Sometimes they have a point, but they're not able of delivering it the right way because they do not listen good. Nobody taught them at their early beginnings to hold a dialogue the right way, to respect the other, to respect their views, regardless if they're right or wrong, to give them space and all that.
Yes.
So in that particular situation, what is supposed to be done?
We need
when the parent is like that?
Yes, we need to, I mean, tackle on the motivation of the parent, because if you go and tell a parent, no, you need to respect your kids, and if they don't have this point of view or this understanding, you would go, they wouldn't literally listen to you. They would tell you, no, these are my kids and I know what I'm doing, so just like back off. So what you need to address for the parent, tell them that what's your motivation behind this conversation with your kids? My motivation is that my kids would listen because I need them to understand that I care for them, because I love them, because it's the well-being of the kid after all. So, okay, fine. If you need this well-being for your kid, then you need to hold a good conversation. You need them to listen to you. If they want them to listen to you, then you need to listen to them. It has to be a balanced, good conversation.
Exactly.
How do you have a good, balanced conversation? First, respect, give them their space, respect them, listen to them. Listen to them in a way that they would feel they are listened. Don't listen just to respond. It's not that I'm listening to you because I need to answer. Okay, fine, are you done? I need to answer now. No, that's not the way you're listening. When you start listening really, and the person in front of you would really feel that he's heard and listened to, when you just like, okay, I'm here, I'm listening to you, and after they are totally done and you feel that they're really comfortable, you would really think and take whatever they said in a serious way, digest it, and then find the really good way to answer it. The tone, the wording, the timing, everything. The attention even. You would show them that, and I would say above all that, you would do it from the heart. If you do it from the heart, and they would really feel that, yes, because I care about you, I feel for you, type, how would you like to do that? I'm here to listen to you. Maybe you have a better idea, type, I'm willing and I'm open to do anything with you. You want to do it this way, fine, but mind yourself that if you do so and so, these are going to be the consequences. Are you aware of that? If they say yes, fine, great, let them try. If it's really hazardous, if it's really life-threatening, as you're saying, then I would tell them, I think you really need to reconsider in a way, because don't you think that so and so might be really unsafe for you? Do you know other people that have done that thing and they are okay? You start like tackling all the points of view and all the directions of the idea that they are really convinced with. Only then they would start listening to you.
Right, that's really a very good tip. But at the same time, when we talk about holding a dialogue is an art in its own right, and it is taught. It is an element that is taught, and people sometimes get trained. Why? Because it would lead you later on in the future to be a good negotiator. Sometimes two different people go through the same thing. One is able to negotiate anything and get away with it and succeed in it. The other one is unable to do it. And they are the same, and they are right, the same education. Just because this person is taught how to negotiate, how to listen, how to talk at the right time, how to say the right thing at the right time, and while the other person is also in full attention. This is something that every parent is very keen to deliver it to his kid. How is that could be done?
When you start dealing with your kids from the same place. I mean, don't think that you're in a higher place than them. Don't go from a place that I'm the parent, you don't know, but
isn't that the truth?
No.
They should have respect for parents.
Yes, respect is there, guaranteed, definitely. Respect is, it's not negotiable. But they need their kind of respect too. I respect that they're different. I respect that they are not me. They are not the same copy of myself. They are coming from a different place now, because their age is not the same as my age. I mean, not even the age that how many years do you have, or how old are you, or whatever. I mean, the era that they're living now, it's very different than ours, you know. So they are different. They need different skills. They need to adapt in a different way. They need to react in a different way. I mean, in different situations, because if the same situation, they would deal with it. I mean, the same situation, I've been there like 20 years ago, and my daughter would handle today. She cannot use the same criteria I used. It might be a little bit more naive, I mean. It might be not suitable. It might be out of date, you know. So yes, they should yes, respect the parents' point of view, because we have the basics. We have the principles, I would say. But it's their right to take these basics and principles and then put them in a way that would really fit into their life. It's just different. They have their own life, you know.
Let's also move to another part or another corner, which is accepting the other. Yeah. Accepting the other with their, I mean, with all their defaults, like accepting other races, accepting other, there is sometimes a conflict of disrespect to other religions or beliefs, or accepting other people with difficulties, or people who are disabled. Of course, you know that some people are bullied in schools because sometimes they stutter. Sometimes they're a little bit different from other kids. They are not abnormal. Even if they're abnormal, they should be respected also. Respecting people with different looks, different colors, and everything. How can I be able to implant that culture amongst the family?
Okay.
And of course, in the hearts of my kids.
I would add up to this and tell you that even clever kids, they are being bullied. I mean, you won't be bullied only because you're abnormal or you have a defect or whatever from other people's point of view, that this is the fact. I mean, even the clever kids, the kids who are really very good at their studies, who are really dedicated for their education and all that, they look different than other kids that who are just coming to school just to have some fun, or just they're not really interested. So they would bully them because they feel different from them. Back again to your question, that what would we do to stop all this? I mean, the source of all evil for me is the ego. Because if I feel that I'm much better, I'm better than you, I deserve to be in a better place, I deserve so and so, but you don't deserve that. It's like comparison and competition in a negative way. This is the main thing that we need to really get rid of. Because if you only start believing that we are all one, the main source is, we're coming from one source. I mean, you and me and everyone, whatever, with all the different nationalities, age, countries, characteristics, ethnic religions, anything, we're still one. You're a soul, I'm a soul, everybody is one. There is no point that we would start really going into
to be judgmental over each other.
Yes, because when I start really competing with you, I start judging you. Why would I judge you? Because I want you to know that I'm better than you.
Exactly.
Why would I want you to know that I'm better than you?
Of
so
course.
that I would feel better? This doesn't make you feel better by degrading other people.
That is the problem. But unfortunately, we ran out of time on a promise that you would come another day and we would have a special segment over this particular element. Of course, Dr. Nazly Tawfik, Family Relations Consultant, would like to thank you so much for coming over this morning. And you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All the best to you. And I guess we're going to go to a short break and we'll come to continue the breakfast show, so stay with us.